This is News at 10. Our social media platforms are well activated, and of course you can go there and post your comments. This is your show. Let's start with the big one. We're starting with politics. The head of the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana, Dr. Bossman Asare, has described the assertion by the General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, that all political parties register minors as unacceptable. He explained such utterances deepen the mistrust among political parties and the Electoral Commission.
Assessing the just-ended limited voters registration, Dr. Bossman Asare indicated the violence and other challenges during the exercise clearly shows Ghana is becoming a bridge to nowhere.
As a society, we keep repeating old mistakes. And any society that really wants to make progress, you learn from the past. But in Ghana, it appears as if we're having some issues with it. But in spite of that, we've made some progress in this regard. Many people who could not register in the past, many people who have also attained the age of 18 have been able to do it.
The political scientist observed, but for the mistrust, there was no need for party agents.
We are not credible as a people, we cannot be trusted. But as a country, we need to get to the point where even we don't need the political parties to be at the registration centers. The system should be so open. Once you attain the age of 18, just go there and register.
He is confident the Electoral Commission can work within its calendar despite the current challenges.
I'm very optimistic that the EC should still be able to run everything on November 7th. The main thing is that they have to start fast-tracking the activities, the deletion of names, those who use the NHIS card to register everything. The EC must create the platform for them to come if they have other identifications or there is evidence that they've attained the age of 8.
Dr. Bossman Asare is of the view the Electoral Commission could have extended the period for the registration.
So the exercise ended yesterday, and of course a lot of civil society organizations monitored this exercise. Let me speak to the Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Kukuwa Asante. He is the chairman of the National Peace Council. He just joined me on the phone. Reverend Professor, I'm grateful for your time tonight. I've lost him on the phone lines there, but he is the chairperson of the National Peace Council. The limited voter registration exercise ended yesterday, and some people have asked that it should be extended because particularly some students on the campuses of universities across the country were denied the chance to register. We're told that there were some scaffolds where some more people could not register. Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Kukuwa Asante is the chairman of the National Peace Council. He's just joined me on the phone lines. Reverend, grateful for your time tonight.
Good evening, my brother.
So, Reverend, let's start from here. There are calls for extension. Should EC listen to it?
I think so. You know, what is it that we are looking for? The whole idea is that you do not want to disenfranchise anybody, even though, I mean, a lot of Ghanaians, you know, I mean, as the way we think, we always wait for the last minute. But it is also true that, especially in the universities and in other places, you know, the way things were done, it wasn't such that would allow the majority of the people to really have the opportunity to register within the time that was given. So I would be very, very happy if the EC would consider, you know, giving an extension so that those who were not able to do that seize the opportunity to really, you know, register. Those who are qualified. It seems to me that with I'm not too sure about the Supreme Court's decision, what it actually means, the implications. But if what I'm hearing is what the decision is all about. That, you know, people who registered with the NHIS card would have to be, you know, their names will have to be expunged and then given opportunity to re-register. Then it means that, you know, there will be opportunity for people to register. And I would think that, you know, in taking decision on that, this limited registration issue, the fact that quite a number of young people were not able to register will be taken into consideration for them to be given the opportunity to register.
Before I ask you if your general assessment of the exercise was what you consider favorable, apart from the fact that some people could not register, let me ask you that. Are you asking that, for instance, all polling stations under the limited registration exercise should be opened, or perhaps areas where we had genuine problems, like the university campuses where we're told that a lot more people could not register because of the number of equipment sent there. Areas that had genuine difficulties should be made to re-register again, or you think that the whole exercise should be extended?
No, Bright, as far as I'm concerned, I was listening to news coming in from various, from a number of areas. It seems to me that in quite a number of places, people were able to register. My concern really has to do with the university campuses, where the students did not all of them actually had the opportunity to do so, and it was not their fault. Because, you know, in some places, the number of registrants, I mean, people who were sent there to go and do the job were not enough to actually meet the demands. So I think, I mean, the EC should be critical in terms of, you know, extending the time. They should look at areas where concerns have been expressed and then, you know, try as much as possible to give people the opportunity in those areas to register. That's my view. I don't think that, you know, I'm not asking that in all the registration centers, I mean, they should open it because, I mean, actually in some places there will be no need for them to reopen it. But I think in the university campuses, opportunity should be given to our students to be able to exercise their franchise.
How would you describe the general organization of the exercise, the Christian Council of, sorry for that, the National Peace Council? I'm sure you did some monitoring. How would you describe the general organization of the exercise, the 10-day exercise?
Yeah, from my perspective in general, I think the registration went well. No doubt. I mean, the stakes are high, and so in some places, in some isolated places, there were violence. You know, people had to take the law. People took the laws into their own hands and did things that they shouldn't do. In the sense that, you know, people would challenge, but instead of going through the processes by which you could challenge the ineligibility of somebody to do so, they took the laws into their hands in some places, and I think that was wrong. But I must, in saying all these things, from what I have heard from the various areas, the police did a good job in maintaining law and order, and I think the EC also did very well. I'm saying that I'm not giving them excellence, but I'm not failing them either.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, in general, I think the exercise went very, very, very well. We could have done better, though.
Reverend, I'm grateful for your time tonight. Most Reverend Professor Emmanuel Kuku-Asante is the chairman of the Peace Council. They're talking to me about the exercise now. Of course, we'll try and pick some other thought from some people, but let's check out what's happening there in the northern region, because we're told that some unidentified persons have broken into the offices of the Electoral Commission at Savlugu, Nantong. That's in the northern region, and we're told some equipment, that's electoral equipment, have been stolen. Now, they included a voters management system, machine, and office equipment, including computers. Those are some of the items stolen. How it would affect work of the EC office there. Before we speak to those in charge there, let's watch this and then we'll make some analysis of that.
The burglary was reported Monday morning. The unidentified men were suspected to have entered the office through a window after they destroyed some louver blades. Desktop computers in the offices of the District Education Service, which houses the Electoral Commission, were also stolen. The Voters Management System machine, which the Commission uses to transfer data, was installed at the Savelugu EC office since 2012. The Savelugu District Electoral Officer, John Mensah, who confirmed the incident, said the theft would not affect registrants since the data on them from the limited voters registration exercise, which ended on Sunday, had already been transferred to Accra, adding that the EC has got a number of backup systems through which data is stored.
All right, and we're trying to speak to the Electoral Commission District Officer, John Mensah. We are unable to reach him, but the good news is that the electoral database that was collected during the exercise is being in that district. We're yet to confirm that. We'll tell you more about that later on.